Does this holiday scenario sound familiar? You're at a party where the buffet table is overflowing with creamy casseroles and mountains of chocolate chip cookies. You're doing your best to be good, loading up on raw carrots like you're the Easter Bunny. But how many veggies can you eat before you start to question your life choices? So you tell yourself, screw this, it's the holidays. I deserve to enjoy myself. Well, a scoop of mashed potatoes and gravy, plus some stuffing, plus a sweet potato casserole that might as well be dessert later, and you finally decide to skip the cookies. Yay, you! But then someone offers you some eggnog, and you don't want to appear rude, so a couple glasses later, they're small glasses, and suddenly you don't feel so hot. Your stomach is bloated, your head hurts, and you wind up tossing and turning all night. By the next morning, you actually feel worse. So now you're cranky, you're exhausted, and honestly, you're feeling pretty defeated. Why does everyone else seem to be able to enjoy the holidays without falling apart like you? Girl, this is exactly what happened to me year after year after year until I realized I didn't have to deprive myself during the holidays. I just needed to learn to make food choices that worked with my hormones, not against them. In part 2 of my series, Eat This, Not That, the holiday edition, I'm getting super tactical and sharing what's safe to indulge in and what's best to avoid between now and New Year's. And I promise there's not one raw carrot stick on the list. So grab a notebook and put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and I'll be back to break it all down in less than 90 seconds. Welcome to Are You There Midlife? It's me, Monica. Hi, I'm Monica Topetti, wife, mom, health coach, and hormone imbalance survivor. And I'm on a mission to help women in midlife balance hormones naturally without drugs, doctors, or divorce. Are you tired of dealing with heavy, painful periods that look like a crime scene? Are you sick of struggling with anxiety, fatigue, or brain fog that... What was I just saying? Are you frustrated doing all the things to lose weight but still packing on pounds faster than a real housewife changes Birkins? Girl, you are in the right place. Join me each week as I spill the tea on what to expect in perimenopause and beyond. From IBS to insomnia, bloating to funky body odor, I'll unpack all the weird stuff happening inside our midlife bodies. Plus, give you the latest science and holistic solutions to manage it all. So ditch the Spanx and hop on board the Hot Mess Express. Let's do this. Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to the show. So quick question. Have you taken my free hormone assessment yet? Well, why not? Just kidding. I get it. It's the holidays. You're busy, and prioritizing your health just really isn't at the top of your already packed to-do list. But can I share a secret with you? Figuring out what's going on with our hormones is especially crucial this time of year. Because if we're in the dark, all the stress and changes in our routine and holiday indulgences can really send our hormones into a tailspin. So if you're already dealing with hormonal symptoms like mood swings or fatigue, irritability, joint pain, or difficulty sleeping, then I want you to hit the pause button right now and head on over to bit.ly/take my hormone quiz. This quiz is quick, it's easy, and it's scary accurate. Even more accurate than a blood test, actually, when it comes to identifying the type and severity of your hormone imbalance. And the best part, you don't have to wait 2 weeks for a lab to call you with the results, because I personally go through every single assessment and send you an individual email with your results. So go to bit.ly/take my hormone quiz, bit.ly/take my hormone quiz, or click the link in today's show notes and then meet me back here for the rest of today's show. Okay, so today we're continuing my 6-week series about how to enjoy the holidays without sabotaging your hormones or gaining weight. If you missed the last 4 weeks' episodes of this series, I will be sure to link them in today's show notes. In today's episode, we're diving specifically into what to eat versus what to avoid at a holiday party, my number one strategy for keeping hormones balanced while feeling satisfied, how meal sequencing at the buffet table can safeguard your blood sugar, healthy swaps for your favorite traditional holiday drinks, plus holiday cocktails and mocktails that won't send your blood sugar soaring. Okay, we've got a lot to cover and not a lot of time, so let's get started with some hormone-friendly hacks for eating at a holiday party. First off, I'm gonna just assume you've already listened to the first 4 episodes in this series. So you're not arriving at this holiday party hungry, right? Which, by the way, is a surefire way to sabotage your blood sugar and your hormones. Just like there are tips on how to navigate a grocery store if you want to eat healthy, like making a list ahead of time or shopping the perimeter of the store, there are also some healthy tips for navigating a holiday party. My number one healthy eating strategy at holiday parties is to focus on the appetizers. I can literally make an entire hormone-friendly meal just from appetizers most of the time. And why is this such a good strategy? Well, for lots of reasons, actually. Number one, portion control. Appetizers are designed to be bite-sized, which can help control calories and minimize overeating or overindulging later on. Number two, appetizers have more healthy choices. They usually include more of a variety of fruits and vegetables and lean meats or seafood that are nutrient dense and full of fiber, which helps keep you fuller longer. Also, different food groups are digested and absorbed by our bodies at different rates. So when they're eaten together, they help hold us over until our next meal or snack. And number three, satisfaction. By selecting a variety of small plates, you can savor different flavors and textures without feeling deprived or like you're missing out on something. Okay, so what are my favorite go-to holiday appetizers? You got a pen, right? So to keep your blood sugar stable, the first appetizers I want you to focus on are fiber-rich veggies like stuffed mushrooms, buffalo cauliflower bites, or crudité with salsa or another healthy dip. My 2 favorite party dips are guacamole and olive tapenade. Guacamole is made from avocados, of course, which are packed with healthy fats that naturally support hormone production. And if you're sick of carrots and celery to dip into your guac, skip the boring vegetables altogether and try something different like sliced radishes or artichoke hearts or even some jicama sticks. Olive tapenade is also really rich in healthy monosaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which supports hormone production and helps reduce inflammation. Olives are also really high in antioxidants like vitamin E and polyphenols, and those combat oxidative stress and can also help balance cortisol. Now, olive tapenade kind of has a briny, citrusy flavor, so I like to pair it with earthy vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, or even tomatoes. I also like to spoon it onto cucumber rounds that act just like crackers. The next category of appetizers you want to focus on for blood sugar stabilization is healthy proteins, like chicken skewers, turkey lunch meat roll-ups, or naked chicken wings, which are basically chicken wings without the breading. My 3 favorite protein appetizers, however, are shrimp cocktail, smoked salmon, and bacon-wrapped scallops. Yum. Let's talk about shrimp cocktail first. I like shrimp because, number 1, it's naturally high in protein. Number 2, it's also high in selenium, and selenium is an essential trace mineral that not only supports our thyroid health, it also helps to balance blood sugar. Saying that, a bit of caution here. There's a difference between farm-raised shrimp and wild-caught shrimp. Farm-raised shrimp can potentially be hormone disruptive. So when it comes to eating shrimp cocktail at a holiday party, we have a couple of options here. Number 1, if you know the host well, ask her if the shrimp is wild caught. Or if that's awkward, or you don't really know her, or she simply doesn't know, there are a few other physical differences you can look for. Farm-raised shrimp is usually more uniform in size, so they're the same size and color. Whereas wild-caught shrimp tend to be generally larger and more varied in size. Also, wild-caught shrimp, when you eat it, has a more pronounced flavor, and it's generally firmer in texture. Of course, you'll want to stay away from any sugar-laden cocktail sauce, and season your shrimp instead with lemon wedges or even some fresh salsa. My second go-to protein appetizer is smoked salmon. Now, smoked salmon, or any smoked fish really, is high in omega-3 fatty acids, and those are the ones that help reduce inflammation while supporting hormone balance. Fatty acids also improve cell membrane health and support cognitive function, which is a win-win for combating brain fog. Of course, just like shrimp, you want to stay away from farm-raised salmon. But there are some distinct ways to tell the difference. Number 1, farm-raised salmon tends to be a lighter, more vibrant pinky color and has more visible fat marbling, which are those like white streaks that you see. On the other hand, wild salmon has a deeper reddish orange hue and leaner flesh, meaning less visible fat. Also, be careful not to smother your smoked fish with cream cheese. Instead, try wrapping it around some fresh asparagus or cucumber spears. And my third go-to protein appetizer is uncured bacon-wrapped scallops. Now, scallops are particularly rich in iodine as well as selenium, and both of those minerals are essential for thyroid health. Uncured bacon, which is nitrate-free, also contains fats that help to promote satiety and help reduce cravings while supporting balanced cortisol levels. Of course, just like shrimp and fish, you want to try and stay away from farm-raised scallops as well. And here's a few ways to spot them. Wild-caught scallops have a more complex, briny flavor as well as a firmer texture, whereas farm-raised scallops, which are cultivated in controlled environments, are softer and have a much more milder taste. Of course, the best and surest way to know that you are eating wild-caught fish or seafood is to buy it yourself, which is my number 2 healthy eating strategy at holiday parties. Offer to bring a dish. By offering to bring a dish to a party, you may be really helping out a time-strapped hostess. Plus, you'll ensure there's at least one filling and hormone-friendly dish at the party you can safely eat. Okay, so now that we are properly fed, what can we drink besides water at this holiday party? If you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, you know my stance on alcohol and hormones in general. Not a great idea for many, many reasons. The least of which is because alcohol disrupts hormone communication. And when it comes to the holidays, the impact on hormones can be even greater because many traditional holiday drinks, with or without alcohol, are often loaded with sugar, which we know is a big no-no for hormone imbalance as well as blood sugar regulation, right? In fact, research shows that just one sugary holiday cocktail can disrupt our sleep and increase our cortisol levels, leaving us both stressed and exhausted the next day. But don't worry, it's not all ball humbug over here. I admit I like to enjoy a drink or two during the holidays, so I'm going to share some mixer swaps to make your cocktails and mocktails merry and healthier. Starting with some traditional holiday standards like a Christmas margarita, Christmas punch, and eggnog. Now, Christmas margaritas and punches are generally made with a ton of sugar. So try swapping this drink out altogether for a sparkling cranberry cocktail or mocktail. Just take some sparkling water, mix it with some unsweetened cranberry juice, a splash of lime, and an optional sprig of rosemary for garnish, and presto, it's just like Christmas in a glass. Now, if eggnog is more your thing, try my go-to holiday swap, Califia Farms Holiday Nog. It's made with almond milk. 4 ounces is just 50 calories and only 1.5 grams of fat. Not only that, it contains just 8 grams of sugar per serving, which is a little bit higher than what I like to generally go for, 5 to 7 grams of sugar. However, standard eggnog can contain up to 25 grams of sugar per serving, so this one is a steal. And if you decide to add a little holiday spirits to either drink, try and opt for clear alcohol like vodka or tequila or gin rather than a darker alcohol. Clear alcohols generally contain fewer congeners, which are chemical compounds produced during the distillation process that could potentially cause greater hormonal disruption. So, where are all of my wine drinkers out there? Rosé all day, right? If you love wine, the most hormone-friendly wine choice is a dry red wine like a Pinot Noir because of its low sugar content. But even though Pinot is healthier than a sweet wine like a Riesling or a Zinfandel, moderation is still key since even 1 glass of wine can cause sleep disruption or spikes in cortisol. So try to stick to 1 glass and sip slowly. Don't drink alcohol? No worries, I haven't forgotten about you. Even though non-alcoholic drinks don't have the same hormone disrupting effects as wine or spirits, most holiday favorites are still steeped in sugar. So what are some good holiday mocktails to ring in the new year? One of my favorite non-alcoholic drinks that only feels indulgent is a kombucha mocktail. Just take some low sugar kombucha. My favorite is blueberry mint by Hum. They actually have several different flavors, but that flavor is my favorite. Add some sparkling water, muddled fresh mint, and a slice of orange for garnish, and you have a gut-friendly and delicious drink. Now, if you prefer a hot drink on a cold holiday night, try swapping out your regular Swiss Miss hot cocoa for a hormone-friendly homemade version made with unsweetened almond milk, a teaspoon of cacao powder, a little monk fruit or stevia to sweeten, and if you want, you can even steep a bag of chai tea in your hot chocolate for some added spice and flavor. Finally, try swapping out hot mulled apple cider with a hot sparkling cider. Just warm up some sparkling water, mix it with a splash of tart cherry or pomegranate juice along with a couple of cinnamon sticks, and it smells and tastes amazing. So there you go, a veritable buffet of holiday foods and drinks you can enjoy at your next party without sabotaging your hormones. Real quick before you go, did you love this episode or at least learn something? then I would be so grateful if you would leave the podcast a 5-star rating, and if you've got another 60 seconds, a quick review. It really helps Apple direct more women who want to learn how to balance their hormones naturally to my show. Then don't forget to meet me back here next Tuesday, Christmas Eve morning, for a very special episode in our continuing Holidays and Hormones series. Until next time, sending you out into the world with health, happiness, and fewer hot flashes. Hey friend, can I call you friend? Because I already feel like we're friends in my head. Did this podcast teach you something, make you laugh, or feel less like an alien? If so, I would be so incredibly grateful if you could take just 60 seconds to rate, review, and subscribe. That is the number one way you can thank me and support the show. Until next week, stay cool and keep away from sharp objects.